okay, Glenn, so we've now got the official write-up from the left on marriage and whether it's worth your time. This is written on MSNBC by someone named Christina Wyman. And here is the headline. Taylor Swift's about to find out what a lot of married women already know. Hat tip, marriage sucks, is where she goes with this piece. I'm going to give you some excerpts. I might be the only one who's not bursting at the seams with unbridled joy over Taylor Swift's engagement news. To be sure, romantic love is real. Science believes it lasts for about 2 years tops. But science has also discovered something else. When it comes to hetero unions, men stand to benefit much more than women do from marriage. And it is widely known, okay, that's her sourcing, widely known that single women are thought to be happier than their married counterparts. That's a complete lie, Christina Wyman. Completely untrue. The studies show exactly the opposite. Not to say you can't be a happy person as a single woman, but the data show you're more than twice as likely to be happy if you're married with kids. Our first 4 years of marriage, she says about her own, turned out to be the hardest of our relationship. She goes on to say a bunch of bad things about marriage. And I keep waiting for her to get to the part where they get divorced. No, they don't get divorced. She's still married to this person about whom she's going to say a bunch of terrible things. There's nothing magical about marriage. Nothing. Not one thing. Even for the happiest couples. Nothing magical about it. Just know that. My spouse and I do share a lot of happy moments and copious laughter, for which I'm grateful. We love each other fiercely and work hard to give each other good lives. But here's the capper. Despite our love and commitment to each other, most of our days together are marked by drudgery, negotiation, mild arguments, odd smells, and tedium, with a healthy dose of mind-numbing irritation that has made me want to throw in the towel more times than I can recall. I have no doubt he's experienced the same because we talk about it. Now she goes on to say they're in couples therapy, working out the very real and sometimes deal-breaking kinks. Marriage is rife with such realities, and celebrities don't get a pass on these basic truisms. This is the funniest thing, Glenn. I know you are a widower and that you had a happy marriage. I could not relate to this piece less. I think what's really happened to poor Christina is she's married to the wrong person. Clearly, her husband has married the wrong person. It's never going to work out. Here's a pro tip for you. You should just cut your losses now and find new spouses or move on and be the lonely woman who you wish to be, Christina, because there are many of us who would argue there's plenty that is magical about marriage if you choose the right person. It can be utterly life-changing for the better. It can lift you up in everything you do. Not to mention then adding children to the mix, which is a whole new and unknown level of happiness for every normal person on earth. She sounds like Michelle Obama, speaking about marriage as the darkest of institutions that's going to ruin your life. And it reminds me of what J.D. Vance said, that these so-called childless cat ladies really need to understand their misunderstanding, the possible joy that could be available to them in making a different choice, and reminded the left that going out there lecturing everybody on how terrible marriage and families are is one of the reasons why people look at you on the left and say, I don't want anything to do with these people. They don't understand my life or happiness creating choices at all. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I will just say, like, everything you just read could not be further away from my own personal experience either. And, you know, there was a time in my life when you're young and you don't like necessarily know that because you haven't experienced it. But every single thing good in my life, came from my 18-year marriage that only ended because of death. And because of the kids we raised. Like, no matter what I accomplish in my work or in any other realm, those will always be the things I value most. Those will always be the things of which I'm proudest, but also like which give me a level of happiness and purpose and fulfillment that nothing else could ever provide. And also, these are not just like anecdotal. Like, why would she, just because of her own like misery and her own gross broken marriage, like project that onto everybody else and say like, I have this horrible marriage, therefore you, like, who's so narcissistic to universalize their own personal experience? But There's so much science and by like I have a small farm just because I love animals, and you watch like pigs and goats and like any horses, and they all have their own like inbred needs of like social companionship and like how their kind of like needs function and what they need to be fulfilled, and it always involves some sort of coupling or some sort of pairing for reasons that are obvious, like the ability for two complex adults to both enrich each other's lives by finding a way to like connect on the deepest levels. And it doesn't mean you don't fight. It doesn't mean you're not irritated sometimes, but the joys are so much bigger, and society benefits, you benefit. I mean, I just don't. And also, like, if she's so unhappy, who cares? Like, go see, get a therapist. Why do they feel a need to like advertise their unhappiness and then turn it into some like universal principle where you're trying to convince everybody else that they're as miserable as you are? Like, what is the need of that?
That the institution just sucks. You know, I think about it. Like, sometimes I think about our friend Maureen Callahan, who's not married and is totally happy and like sparkling as a woman, as a person, thriving, brilliant, lots of friends, just such a rich person in the fullest definition of that term. And I see it, and she's not my only example in my friends, but like it's very possible to be very happy, not married. However, if you want to get into stats, as opposed to just it's widely known single women are thought to be happier than their married counterparts, the stats show the opposite. There was just one done in March of 2025, surveying 3,000 American women between the ages of 25 and 55. It concluded that married mothers are nearly twice as likely to report being very happy compared to single childless women, nearly twice as likely. And it goes on to talk about how enjoyable life's even felt within the past 30 days. 47% of married mothers say, yeah, it's felt really enjoyable, most or all of the last 30 days. Only 34% of unmarried childless women say that. And it's for some of the reasons you mentioned, you know, just human interaction and touch and having a buddy and a best friend with you at all times and someone to go through life with and, you know, work out problems with. And I don't mean to rub it in, Glenn, because I know you're still, you know, obviously you lost somebody very important to you. But, you know, my point is simply marriage as an institution is good and valuable. And finding a lifetime partner is good and valuable and does not deserve this dumping from somebody who chose clearly the wrong partner. And I will tell you, as somebody who did get a divorce, you know, I was married to, before there was Doug, there was Dan, and Dan and I are still friends. I will tell you that if you are having to work this hard all the time, like she says, like Michelle Obama says, you probably married the wrong person. Because now, having married the right person, and we've been married almost 18 years now, it's not effortless, but it's close to effortless. It's really close to effort. It's great. It's exciting. It's wonderful being with. It's not like, you know, running through the wheat fields all the time with your hair flowing. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But it's fun and it's uplifting and you look forward to seeing the person. And you have random hugs throughout the day and, you know, just like caressing and I don't know, you just do quiet, nice things for each other and show respect for each other. And Doug's a gentleman. Like all those things uplift me in my life. I can't imagine sitting in this relationship with constant bitterness infesting my worldview to the point when Taylor and Travis get engaged. Even Megyn Kelly said, I wish her well. And I'm a critic of this woman. She's got to dump all over it like, fuck off, I'm miserable, and you will be too.
Yeah, just really quickly, there's this really fascinating end-of-life research where people who are in the end stage of their life and know it, they get asked, like, what do you wish you did more of? And almost nobody says, I wish I worked more. I wish I had more promotions. Almost everybody says, I wish I had more time with the person like I was married to. I wish I had more time with my kids. I wish I had done these things more with my family, the people who are closest to me, my friends. That's ultimately what makes lives matter. And if you're so bitter about that, you're basically bitter about life. And that's kind of what makes it sad to hear articles like that.
Yes, and more pieces need to be written on that, reminding people, because too many people on the left are going to listen to this nitwit and let some golden opportunities go by because they think they're going to be happier sitting alone in front of their TV night after night. And look, if that's your jam, God bless, no judgment, but there's a really good jam potentially available to you on the other side. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Well, you'd be right. Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. And so they created something special. Until September 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit right now. Just text MK to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate in free metals of up to 10 grand. So make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy before September 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.